Good evening and welcome back to Frame of Midlife. It is Wednesday, the 9th of October 2024, and this video is probably going out just before 10 o'clock. At 10:30 this evening, there will be a programme called Debate Night going out on BBC Scotland. So if you have the iPlayer, you need to look up the BBC Scotland channel at 10:30, and I think possibly BBC One at 11 or 11:30. The reason I'm telling you all this is because I will be on debate night. I was chosen to ask a question. So far be it from me to tell you what I was asking, etc., etc. However, let's just say that it was useful to pretty much most of us here with the way that we think and the way that we do things. But also, I wanted to say that surprisingly, I was pleasantly surprised at how this program went. So we got told to be there between 6 and 6:30. That was like your check-in time. And I got taken through, they ticked my name off, gave me a wristband. We just took it off seat. I have my purple wristband that I had on that Kathleen's just taken off without breaking it. I'm impressed. Got the security wand, empty your pockets, do your thing. Then we went up to the cafe area because it was at Perth Theatre, and we got coffee and tea, whatever, as we all came in. And then the host of the show came in and said to us, this is your show. We're asking your questions to the panel. So, if you want to ask questions, apart from the pre-arranged ones, put your hand up, I'll call on you, etc., etc. So we're like, right, that's fine. And then those of us who'd been chosen to ask a question, because we'd been asked when we got the email advising that we had been successful in getting tickets, they said, if there's questions you want to put to the panel, please send them in. So I sent in quite a few. And one of them got chosen. At this time, I did not know which one had been chosen. So then they were all sitting there. So it was getting to about 6:30, and they called up the 5 people whose questions had been chosen. So they took us through to the auditorium, and they placed us in a sort of central cone thing so that we were easy to find. The seats had crosses on them. And then they came and they had printed out the questions for us. And I was like, oh yeah, just see what the actual question says. No, the question was what I had asked. And certainly the people close to me that I could hear and see their questions, they seemed to be legitimately what they had put in as a question. So I was quite impressed about that. Then you obviously have to sign the waiver because you're going on TV. And obviously you're going to be seen on TV because you're asking a question. So I was like, right, okay. Then what happened was the rest of the audience came in. So we're all sitting there in our seats doing the thing. And then they needed a sound check. So what they did is they got 5 of the audience and mic'd them up on the seats. They got them in the panel's chairs, mic'd them up, and the floor manager type person, he started a conversation, started a debate. And ours was on mobile phones in school, yes or no. This was not televised. This was just to get interaction with the audience so that the mic people could work out where they had to stand to do the mics, the camera people, the sound people for the panel, etc., etc. So we did that. And they all came back to their seats. And then the panel came in. And we did a question with the panel. So I don't even remember what that question was, I have to say. But we did a question with the panel. And again, it was back and forward, checking mics, checking the cameras, lighting, everything like that. And then they're like, right, we're going to go live. Now, Patrick and I had been discussing it before, and we're like, yeah, they say that we go in between 6 and 6:30. We should be out by 9. And somebody had asked me and said, well, what if you ask a different question? I was like, well, it'll be edited out, nothing sure. Depending on what there is, that went constantly for about an hour. There wasn't any stops and starts. So if they edit something, it's going to be something small, I would think, but there was certainly no stopping and starting during the debate that we had. The only stopping and starting was we did the introduction, and the panel leader, I think his name's something Jordan, he fluffed. So we started again from the very beginning. Granted, we were only like 1.5 minutes in, so it was fine. So we started again from the very beginning. And then the first question was asked. You know, he introduced the panel, did the thing, and then went to the first question, and people were asking questions about it. And the panel, which was full of MPs and MSPs, and one non-MP who used to be an MP, they did all that. So it was really, really interesting, and pleasantly surprised that they actually did what it said in the tin. There was a debate. So, yeah, as I say, due at 10:30. Very excited. Going to go make myself a cup of tea and get settled in to watch it. Catch you later. I hear you, baby puppy.